for yourself. Then the question comes, if higher education is the answer to improve the quality of your life, then what kind of education? I think I would like to say this is something that we also follow in soil, that there are, for example, at the innermost level, it should help you to become a better leader. And so the innermost layer is what we call, for example, in the School of Inspired Leadership, mindfulness. Mindfulness means your ability to fully focus on the present. Is, for example, when in the Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan was earlier a brilliant player, but he was not helping the Chicago Bulls to win the competition, then his coach, Phil Jackson, told him the reason you are not able to help the team to work because his coach studied Zen meditation and Buddhism. He was able to watch the mind of Michael Jordan, and he was able to give Michael Jordan a training of leading his own mind when he was not focusing on winning himself, but by paying fully attention to playing the game with a team. That wonderful gift of mindfulness helped the Chicago Bulls to win many years of competition after Michael Jordan started playing for the team with a full spirit of mindfulness. So mindfulness is your ability to be fully present and with full awareness so that you can really focus on what you are doing in every moment. In soil, we teach that pranayama, yoga, meditation. And I think this is a part of our daily practice to also observe learning to be in the present through the practice of meditation and silence. Education should help you to make the right choices. What is important for multiple stakeholders so that whatever you do is not just benefiting one stakeholder, but it is fair to all, which is the practice of ethics. Higher education should help you to make people feel better in your presence. It should develop the spirit of compassion so that when you see people in need around you, you can do something to not only alleviate their suffering, but to help them to be happier. Last week I spent a couple of days with His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, who was teaching us this very wonderful gift. Every year I am very fortunate to be invited in a small group of teaching with His Holiness, in which he was teaching us that if you learn the practice of compassion, you will be so happy in helping others that you will become a fantastic leader. Higher education is about respecting the uniqueness of other beings, truly understanding the value of diversity, because when, for example, in India we value diversity, we value the ethnicity, the religion, the gender, the age diversity, and when we learn to leverage each other's strengths, then we produce extraordinarily high innovation. Diversity directly leads to innovation. And finally, in whatever we do through higher education, we should learn to take decisions which are not just good for today, but also good for tomorrow. For example, the way we use our time and resources, the way we take planet Earth's resources, for example, the way we use the water around us, just as an example. So the practice of sustainability. I think these 5 pillars that we call of inspired leadership are extraordinarily important in becoming better leaders and better and happier human beings. Secondly, higher education should help us to develop competence of whole systems thinking. That means, how are the dots connected? How are what I am doing today going to impact others in my own community and in other communities that I interact with? So competence of thinking. And finally, higher education should generate enthusiasm in my heart. It should teach me my purpose, help me to know my strengths, help me to leverage my strengths towards my purpose. Because when I use my talent towards things that matter to me, I am very, very happy and I am able to lead a life of happiness. And therefore, in the School of Inspired Leadership, we believe higher education as a combination of knowing, doing, and being. So we do many actions, for example, which you should look for in higher education. For example, all our focus is on learning, based on participants' needs. So for example, in our classroom, we don't have auditorium. We have round tables, and we say that every teacher is a facilitator, not just speaking to people. So I think I liked very much what one of our board members said, that our learning should not be based on not what is taught, but what is sought. What students require, what is sought, not what is taught. Therefore, we believe in an individual learning plan which is custom designed for each student. And I would encourage you to choose that kind of education. I would like you to choose an education in which students are not made to compete with one another, but they compete with themselves. And I believe every higher education should have an element of social innovation, where you are connected with that underprivileged part of society, so that you use all your management and leadership knowledge to make a difference to society, which is what we call social innovation. And we believe the method of learning should not just be lectures and role plays and simulations, but that we should use theater. We should have creative expressions of intelligence through music and dance and other things, even as we study hard subjects like finance or technology. For example, can you convert the lessons of a new business strategy into a company song that everybody can sing together, so the strategy of the company comes alive? You know, these kinds of things which are so important. And so